everybody! Today we're going to be doing some holiday appetizers that only take 15 minutes. I wanted to do some quick and easy appetizers that you guys are going to love. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is make some chicken bacon ranch dip. So I am going to be using a cookie sheet, but I am going to start off by making some bacon. So I just put some foil on top of my cookie sheet, and then I am going to cook up 6 slices of bacon. I just find it easier this way instead of having to like chop up the bacon and fry it over my my stovetop. I don't know. A lot of times if I have like a bunch of different things going on at the same time, I just think it's easier just to throw some bacon into the oven and call it good. So I just put this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes until it is nice and crispy. And usually when it's done in the oven, I can kind of chop it up with a knife a lot easier. So I just chopped up all that bacon, and here I have 2 cups of chicken, 2 cups of cheddar cheese. And then I have 1 packet of ranch seasoning mix that I'm just going to put right on top of there. And then we're going to add in our bacon just right on top. And then 16 ounces of sour cream. And then I like to give this a really good stir, just kind of get all of that nice and combined. And then we're going to go ahead and put 1 block of cream cheese right on top of that. And then I'm going to put the lid on. I'm going to let this cook on a high heat for 2 hours. And then once it's done cooking, I am just going to stir that cream cheese together and get everything combined properly. And you can even put like a little bit more cheddar cheese right on top of that. And you don't even have to do this in the crock pot. I just wanted to, and I thought it'd be easier since I had a bunch of stuff going on that day. So, and it's just easier in my opinion. I like doing stuff in the slow cooker if I can. And there it is. It is so good. So creamy, so delicious. You guys are really going to like this. My family devoured this. It was so good, and it's really great for parties as well. Up next, I'm going to be making some smoky and meatballs in the crock pot. So I need 32 ounces of meatballs, just placed right on the bottom, and you can definitely spray your crock pot if you're worried that it's going to stick. I have 2 packages of smokies that I'm going to be putting in here. The recipe is actually only for 1 package, but I had 2 that I need to get rid of, and I was going to be taking this crock pot to a party, so I may as well just use it all up. I need 1 can of pineapples, placed right on top of that. I just used the chunks. And then I have the sweet orange marmalade that I'm going to be using. The recipe actually calls for like apricot, but they did not have that when I went shopping at Aldi. So I'm just going to use this orange marmalade, and it's fine as long as it's like that, you know, peachy, apricot, orangey, that, you know, citrusy type of a flavor is what I'm kind of looking for. So it turned out really well. And then I'm also going to be using some honey barbecue sauce. I ended up using about 2 cups. Right here, you're going to see me putting in 1.5 cups, but it needed a little bit more since I added an extra package of smoky. So later I ended up putting in another 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce. I'm going to put the lid on, and I let this cook on a low heat for about 4 hours. And then this is what it looks like after it's all done cooking. It is oh so good. You just want to give it a really good stir, get that barbecue sauce mixed in with those meatballs and smokies. And you guys, this was a showstopper. It was so sweet and tangy. I loved the flavor with this. Next, I'm going to be making a spinach and biscuit wreath. So I need 5 ounces of spinach, and I try to get out a lot of water just because I didn't want it super runny. I need 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, 1/2 cup of Parmesan, 1.5 cups of mozzarella, 1/4 cup of mayo, and then 2 medium cloves of garlic, 4 ounces of cream cheese, And then I'm just going to give that a good mix. I just want to make sure everything is mixed together properly. And so it's going to be easier if you have softened cream cheese. You can even like nuke it in the microwave for like 20 seconds. It'll be fine too. And then I'm going to put that to the side. We're going to get started on our biscuits. So I'm going to take this out of the can without having a heart attack, because I promise you guys, it always pops and it always scares the living daylight out of me. My word. So that one, it did not. So I was very thankful for that. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and half these biscuits, and then we're just going to roll them into like little balls. And so that's what I did for all of these. So you should have 16 little balls, and then we're going to move this to the side as well. And I'm going to get a cast iron skillet that I have already lightly greased with some olive oil. And then I'm just going to put these biscuits on the very edge. So I had to like maneuver them so that 16 of them would fit on this skillet. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that spinach and cream cheese mixture right in the middle of our biscuits. Of course, we're going to cook all of this all together. And I love how festive this looks because it's so cute, but yeah, it's going to be really, really good. I love the colors and everything, and it's just such an awesome appetizer for Christmas time. It looks like a wreath, you guys. It's just so, so cute and oh, so delicious. My husband loves it when I make this. So good. And then we're going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil right on top of this. And if you don't want to use olive oil and you want to use some butter, that's good too. Usually whenever I am doing some type of like glaze for any type of bread, I usually do butter just because I love the taste of butter. And then I'm just going to use a couple tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. I'm going to put that right on top. And you can also put a couple tablespoons of mozzarella if you so desire. And I put a little bit of Parmesan cheese right on top of that spinach mixture as well. And then I cooked mine in an oven at 350 degrees for exactly 23 minutes. But, you know, every oven is definitely different. But you definitely want to cook it until it's a lightly golden brown on top and the cheese is nice and melted in the center. So after it's done cooking, this is what it's going to look like. The biscuits aren't perfect, absolutely perfect. They're super fluffy. The cream cheese mixture is so good. It is delicious. It is delicious looking, and so I'm just going to show you kind of what it's looking like. It is so creamy. I love the spinach in it. If I were to do this over again, I probably would not put as much spinach in it. I squeezed like so much water out that it just added like so much more spinach to it than I think really needed to be. So definitely keep that in mind when making this. But you guys, so delicious. Definitely one of our favorite types of like appetizers right there. All right, the last one I wanted to show you is this hot cocoa dip. So to the bottom of a medium-sized bowl, I'm just going to add in 1 package of cream cheese and then give that a good stir. You just want to make sure that this softened cream cheese is nice and fluffy. It's just going to make it easier for when you add your hot cocoa, or I guess it's not hot cocoa, but when you add the cocoa itself, because it's like super powdery, so it's going to go everywhere. So it's just going to make it easier to do if you already fluff up that cream cheese. And then I'm going to add 5 ounces of cocoa powder, which is about 4 packets. If you just have the packets, you can definitely just do the packets. I always buy like the cocoa powder in bulk since I have so many kids. So once you have creamed together the cocoa powder in with the cream cheese, you're going to fold in 4 ounces of Cool Whip, and it might take you just a little bit, but you really don't want to like stir it so much because you don't want that Cool Whip to kind of stir or flatten down. So you definitely want to make sure that you're just folding it in, although my Cool Whip was a little bit on the frozen side, so I was having a little bit of trouble just folding it in. But you want to try to make sure that it gets fluffy, and so that's why you want to fold in the Cool Whip. And then I just put this into a different bowl just to make it look more presentable. And then you can add whatever type of toppings that you desire. I put in some marshmallows because, hello, it is cocoa. So, of course, I'm going to add the marshmallows. And then I added some festive sprinkles because it is the season, of course, for the sprinkles. And then I dipped it with my graham crackers and had all the kids try it. And then I also had my husband, and he said he was like, oh, it's pretty good. But then later that night, he like completely took over and had that as like a late night snack. So he obviously really liked it. I have tons of other videos just like this on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.